Right, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for coming to this presentation, and I will say I'm glad to see you all. Let me introduce myself and my partner. I'm Satria Yudo, and on behalf of my partners as a contributors here, we are from Institute Teknologi PLN Jakarta. And in this presentation, we will discuss about our findings in the usage of lamp in a household. Okay, so our background research. First, lights are one of the vital devices that are also the biggest absorber of the energy, especially in the household. Second, use of the types and the size of a lamp is not concern for the most user. So, and the energy consumption for from lamps and will be increased or is able to increase even more massively in the habits of lamp users do not follow the efficiency rules. And the last one is the suitability of the use of the lights and the type of a room that has been regulated in SNI, but compliance with the standard and still need to be studied. Okay, this is our related research around uh, energy consumption and light intensity or the residential electricity and so on. Then our problem or our main problem this research is how is the situation of the occupancy of the lights in the room in the household, and secondly is the compatibility between the use of lights room based on the SNI or known as the Indonesian standard, and what is the exposure value from the magnet to the current condition. This is our method. So we have three uh, methods that we use to solve in this research. First is a survey, so we are directly doing this survey to uh, several households in West Jakarta. So we try to see uh, the different size of the house, the different uh, type of the room, and so on. And then we're doing the analysis from the data. So since we get the lights, what types of lights and how big does the room and also the houses. So we measure the light intensity and also the light exposure. And for the last activity in our methods is does the occupancy of the lights is met to the or closely met to the SNI. Okay, the formulation in this analysis, we have five five formulation. First is the room measurement, so we have to measure exactly the space of the room, and then the light intensity itself, and then the power of the formula that came from the light devices, and then the electrical energy consumption, and last one is the linear regression to see the trend of the uh, power usage and also the lights that commonly used in the residential house that we survey. Okay, this is one of the example the room that we observe. The one of the room we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight rooms. Actually, there's eight room, but seven room is the common room. So we have this room as a terrace for the terrace, living room, family room, kitchen, bedroom, and also the second bedroom. So this is the length of the room, typically different here, and also the width or the width of the room itself. You can see from this table. Okay, we have two tables here as the analysis that we're doing from the data that we collected. So the table 5 that we mentioned before, we're trying to get the intensity of the lux measurement from the existing lamp that the which is used in the household, and also the SNI standard for the lux can be tolerated as a lamp usage. We have a terrace, living room, family room, kitchen, bedroom, and also the restroom. And the existing logs showing that the light intensity value is sometimes over than the standard level or the SNI level that has been regulated. And then for the magnetic exposure, it's also measure from the distance where the position of the lamp and the device that measure that we use to measure the magnetic exposure. As you can see, this the magnetic exposure here is uh, quite big enough in the several rooms, for example, like this. So this data taken from one of sorry, I mean taken from the several houses in the residential usage. Okay, after the analysis that we process from the data that we get from the research object, and we try to visualize uh, the trend of the lamp or the magnetic exposure usage from the household with using a simple linear regression like this. This is showing that the usage of the proper light intensity and power consumption between household or among the users in the households is not quite the trend is not quite following the standards. So it should be more like an over intensity or less than intensity that we're showing here. There's a basis on the classification of the lamp and also the magnetic exposure. And then that uh, the purpose of our study is to how to create the optimization best plan based on the SNI standards and also the calculation of the power price in every month. So the optimization lamp should be using from the existing condition like this. Okay, and then we try to give a suggestion. So if you want to optimize your lamp usage in your household, then it should be like this. So you're trying to increase the power rated from all the devices that you use, and the energy calculation is also can be measured in the 3 days amount. So you can see uh, maybe you have a freedom to choose how many watts your power will be, your light, your lamp. But I'm sure that the SNI standard has been created to, as a guidance for everyone to use the lamp properly, and also to reducing the risk of the magnetic exposure that can be dangerous in the long-term usage. Okay, so the conclusion of the research is we have two uh, conclusion here. For determining the function of a room in a building greatly affects need to proper lighting. So proper lighting, more like how people obey the rules. Maybe uh, people know about these rules, yeah, but somehow, based on our research, that users is not quite understand about this SNI problem. And also the usage of CFL lamps and LED lamps is also affect on the magnetic exposure and also from the energy absorption. So our future research based on our conclusion is to create a sort of a smart system, so it can be well giving a well education to people. But maybe we can try to develop in a smartphone, and then the smartphone will be detect the proper use the lamp, which is good or not, sort of like that. All right, this is the end of our presentation today. I would like to hear questions from all the audience. Thank you very much.